Okay. Hello and welcome to a session of Fit Essentials. I'm Shauna. I'll be guiding you through class, and we now have a new voice on Zoom reminding us that we're being recorded. I reminded the groups yesterday, it is largely just recording the person that's speaking, but don't allow that to stop you if you have a question throughout. If you don't want to be on the recording, one, I don't have to post it to YouTube, and two, it's also quite simple for me to edit out if someone does have any questions that they don't want to be uploaded. So just want to give that out as a reminder. And also we're going to be using the long bands today. So if you have your long band nearby, go ahead and grab that. And we're going to start down on the floor, a couple of breathing activities, either from a kneeling or a seated position. If you are comfortable to kneel, that's what I recommend. And then we'll warm up our wrists and get right into that first circuit. Welcome, Sharon. All right. So still going to start with some breathing as normal. We're just going to come into a different position. So if you're comfortable to kneel, go ahead and kneel up on your knees. Still think about lifting up out of your hips, centering your shoulders over your hips, pulling your chin in. And then we're going to start by supporting the low back. So on the inhale, we're going to lift our chest, engage the glutes, gently look up, pulling your shoulder blades back. And then on the exhale, you're going to gently tuck down, pull the chin to the chest, pull those shoulders forward. It's not going to be a big range of motion here. Just gently warming up the spine. So we'll go about 3 reps here. Breathe in, lift it open, lengthen, and exhale, close it down. Bring the chin towards the chest, gently rounding forward. One more time here. Breathe in, open. Round those shoulders back as you lift. Being really gentle through the low back. And exhale, bring it in. Very nice. Go ahead and shake the arms out for a second. We're going to do 3 more cycles. If you are comfortable with the hands on the low back, no irritation into that low back, and you want to open up the shoulders a little bit more, we're going to bring the arms up behind the head. So similar idea from there. We're going to breathe and lift, lengthening, engaging the glutes, opening the front side of the body, looking up. Pause at the top, and then exhale. Same idea. Curl in, bring the elbows in, tuck the head down and in. Twice more on your own. Very good. Final time. Lift and open. Squeeze the glutes to protect that low back, and a little bit longer exhale than you normally would. Fantastic. When you finish that last breath, relax the arms down, reset the knees however you need to be comfortable, and then we're going to stretch out those forearms, palms down, fingers turn in towards you. And we're just going to gently lay back and rock side to side. A little bit more of a preventative here. We don't have a lot of support on the hands today, but good practice to stretch out those forearms. Go ahead and turn the fingers in, interlacing the fingers, and we'll go side to side a couple times each way. Very good. And then when you finish those rotations, come on off and shake out the wrist. Shake them out, shake them, and then go ahead and roll them around a couple times. Now we're going to feel some pops and clicks in there. All right, very good. From here, nice wide hand print. We're going to come into down dog position next. Place those hands at the shoulders, turn the toes under. From here, we're going to breathe in, driving the hips back, pushing through that upper body. And we're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. Go ahead and take a couple of nice deep breaths into the back of the rib cage. And then when you're ready, let's get a nice stretch for the back of the legs, lower calves. Dropping one heel down. And then the other side. Breathe nice and steady as you move. All right, from here, set the feet just a little bit wider as needed. You're going to take your left hand, reach towards your right foot, come back to the start, and then right hand is going to reach towards your left foot. Let's get about 3 to 5 on each side. You can't quite reach all the way to your foot, just as far as you're comfortable. Very good. Lengthening as you reach, crossing that midline of the body. Let's get about 1 more on each side. And then we're going to take it down into child's position. All right, as you come on down, we're gonna bring the big toes together, divide the knees, walk those arms out in front, and you're gently drop those hips back as you lower the head down. And back to focus on the breathing. Feeling the breath, expand the back of the rib cage. As you exhale, drop just a little bit closer to the ground. Let's go one more breath here. Fantastic. Go ahead and gradually come on up as you're ready. And we're gonna roll onto our backs, getting ready for our first circuit, starting with some glute bridges. We are gonna have the option to elevate the feet for a little bit more of a hamstring curl. If you wanna have a box or a chair works well too, putting your feet up on the part of the couch you would sit on. All right. We're gonna have 3 rounds. So I'm gonna elevate my feet. The second 2 rounds, on the first round, I'm gonna keep them flat on the ground, just like a regular glute bridge. We're gonna go 60 seconds of a glute bridge. Then I'm gonna introduce you to a dead bug movement. Some of you might be familiar with it. Then we're gonna be doing a single leg glute bridge. Left leg 30 seconds, right leg 30 seconds. And we'll do a little stretch. All right, so go ahead and come onto your back if you're not already. Set those shoulder blades back and down, knees bent, feet about hip width apart. When you're ready, you're gonna gradually roll those hips back, looking to flatten that low back into the floor. And then you're gonna start to lift the hips off the ground, coming into your first bridge here of the hour. Starting to pause at the top, and then one segment at a time as you go to lower those hips back down to the floor. When you're ready, rolling them back, pushing them up and open. The higher you can comfortably get the hips open, then you'll start to turn the chin in towards the chest, lengthen the back side of the neck. Halfway through here, 30 seconds more. And I didn't mention it, I didn't bring them out for myself, but if anybody has those TheraBands around, if you'd like to utilize those for the next 2 rounds, by all means, you could use those bands around the legs for a little extra tension. I'm just gonna go without them today. Very good, about 10 more seconds, maybe 1 more. And rest. Fantastic. Just gonna come a little bit closer so I don't have the box in the way. We're gonna go into our dead bug next. So just as it sounds, we're gonna kind of mimic that we're a dead bug here on the floor. So I'm gonna lie back, head rest down. I'm gonna bring all 4 limbs off the ground. We're gonna give some attention to that lower abdomen. So you're kind of pulling the belly button in, rolling the hips back. And when you're ready, you'll take your right arm, extend it back as you extend your left leg. So really having some awareness at the midline, and then keep that midline activated as you bring them back to the start. And then when you're ready, same thing, opposite side of the body. Left arm extends as the right leg extends. Very nice. And I like to just start with this with the head resting down. There are some versions where you'll hold the head up as well throughout. I personally just find it tends to irritate my neck a little bit. But if you prefer to kind of curl the upper head up, that's an option. Trying to move in sync, 1 arm, 1 leg. Let's get out 1 more each side. Nice and long, lengthening. Gently engage through the midline. Very good. Final time. And up and in. Fantastic. Relax those arms down. Go ahead and bend the legs back down. If you need a little break on the hips, you can rock the knees side to side. We're going to go into our single leg glute bridge next. So it'll be 30 seconds on each side. So let's start with your left foot planted, right leg extended. And I like to bring my arms down on the floor as well, kind of pushing down with my upper body. And 2, 1, when you're ready, driving through that left foot, pushing those hips up and forward, and then controlling them down. Keeping the head back on the ground, chin pulled in towards the chest. And key here, hips nice and level throughout. Very good. 10 more seconds. Good. And 2, 1, rest and rotate. Switching legs, bend 1 foot down, extend the other, and 2, 1, here we go. Same thing other side, driving it up. Don't feel like you have to rush these reps. Looking to build some strength and stability through those hips. Really drilling right through that right heel, driving that heel down. I kind of feeling my whole leg activate on that side. Inner thighs stabilizing. Hamstrings and glutes are working. And 2, 1, go ahead and rest. Fantastic. Let's roll over on our stomachs and do a couple press ups. Open up the front side of the hips. Feet together, chin in. Make sure you engage those glutes and just nice and long here, lengthening as you lift up, pulling those shoulder blades back and down. Just go as high as you feel comfortable there. Controlling down, lengthening. Very good. Do one more. Squeeze and down and relax. Fantastic. You want to just momentarily push back into like a more of a child's position. And then we'll make our way back over. We're going to start back on those double leg glute bridge, or now if you want to elevate the feet up, you go that box hamstring curl. We'll start here in about 10 seconds. If you are doing the feet elevated, just put your heels on the back side of the box. 2, 1, when you're ready, push down into your feet, push those hips up and forward. If for any reason your heels feel a little bit sensitive, that doesn't feel comfortable, then just simply place the bottom side of your foot on the box and lifting up from there. Very good. This definitely should not elicit any kind of pain. If you are experiencing any low back discomfort, don't go up quite as high. And or also focus on the bum, squeezing the glutes, some of the biggest muscles in our body. We gotta be intentional to use them. We're halfway through here, 30 seconds left. Fantastic. All right, a couple more. Holding at the top. And each rep, you want to just kind of focus in. Can you get a little bit more of that tissue to fire in the glutes? We're trying to recruit as many of those muscle fibers as we can. 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Bringing the feet off the box, going back into our dead bug next. Remember, it's going to be one arm, opposite foot, lying flat on the back. Arms come up in the air, knees are bent. And when you're ready, left arm, right leg, left arm. Reaching it long, pulling it up and in. Try to do this without holding the breath, so nice smooth breathing. I find that I exhale as I reach long, inhale as I pull it back together. Holding that nice solid base of that lower body. Sometimes when we do our hollow body holds and we're pushing our low back into the floor, halfway through, 30 seconds left. You start to get some fatigue there or lose that activation of the lower abdominals, just take a break as needed. Can always jump back in. 15 seconds. Fantastic. Maybe one more each side, reaching long. You can point those toes, reach the fingers. And up and in. Very good. Go ahead and rest. Feel free to kind of set the feet flat on the ground, be windshield wipers, legs side to side. Getting ready for our single leg glute bridge next. All right, starting in 5, let's bend the right foot flat, and our left foot down, right foot up. And when you're ready, up and engaged, and rest. Fantastic. And the arms are splayed out on the ground, kind of pushing into that upper body as well. Help engage that whole back side. Very good. 10 seconds. Keep those hips as level as you can. And 2, 1, rest and rotate. Same thing, opposite leg. Readjust those shoulders if you need. Sometimes they start to sneak out from under you. And 2, 1, here we go. These are the days I'm grateful for this class. These are the exercises I know that are good for me to do, but when I was just training in the gym all the time, it was easy to neglect this accessory work. So thank you all for showing up. I know many of you understand that as well, where it's like, you know, the benefits of those little movements. You're not always motivated and inspired to do it by yourself. 2, 1, and rest. Very good. We're going to roll it back over to the front side. If you like those press ups, you can stick with that, or I'm going to move into a little bit more of a scorpion stretch. Arms are going to go outstretched to the side, head face down. I'm going to start with my right leg. Engage the glute, lift it up, bend the right knee, and just gradually bring it across and behind me. Looking to open the front side of that hip. And oftentimes you'll get a little opening on the downside shoulder as well, that left pec. Holding there for about a breath or so, and then same thing other side. Kind of walk the hand out and away, the side you're turning towards. Bend the knee, engage the glute, so protect that low back as you reach it back. To feel a slight opening in the front side of the hip. Very good. Once you've done one opening on each side, again, feel free to kind of drop back in that child's position for a moment. We got about 20 seconds until we start our third and final round, some glute activation work. And they'll be coming up to our feet for some single leg work on some lunges and bent over rows. All right, everybody. Either feet flat or feet elevated. Going in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Glute bridge or box hamstring curl. If you are choosing to use any bands on the legs, you just want to think about pushing out against. Without the bands, I can focus both on the glute and also like on those little small muscles of the pelvic floor. So imagine if you're trying to like stop the strain of pee. Those are the types of muscles here that we can activate and strengthen. You're never too young to start giving some focus on those muscles. We're halfway through, everyone. 30 seconds left. Don't feel like you have to rush them. Take your time at the top. Fire. Meaning fire the muscles. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, and then relax. Whew. Good. Final 15. And 3, 2, 1. Finish that rep. Make any adjustments you need. Dead bugs are next, starting in 7 seconds. Bending the knees, picking up off the ground, resetting those shoulder blades back and down, reaching them up. When you're ready, right arm, left leg. Following that midsection. Trying to find those muscles to push that low back flat. And then trying to draw the opposite arm, opposite leg up and together. There's 30 seconds, 30 more to go. A lot of these exercises are used more for like rehabilitation. You have like low back injuries. A lot of athletes go through dead bugs to relearn how to fire the core and support the spine during heavy lifting and whatnot. So we can see it as utilizing these exercises before we get injured as a preventative. Obviously, hopefully look to prevent injuries throughout. Very good. Finish that rep. And there's our minute. All right. Again, feel free to windshield wiper those hips back and forth, dropping the knees one side then the other, with the feet flat on the ground. All we have left here is that single leg glute bridge. So let's go ahead and bend that left knee, foot flat, and extend your right straight up. 2, 1. When you're ready, pushing down through the hands as well. Up and hold, down and relax. Good job. Find your rhythm. Pulling that chin in. Continue to lengthen the back of the neck. And breathe. Beautiful. Halfway through. Nice work. Last 1, 2, 1, and switch. Bend that opposite leg, extend the other. We'll go right back into it in 2, 1. Here we go. Final 30 seconds. Good job. Keeping that focus on that one single leg, pushing it up, getting that really solid hip bridge. And then controlling it down. Halfway through. Fantastic. Good control. One more. And everybody rest. Fantastic. Go ahead and pick a side to roll over to. We're going to stretch our quads and then come into one more down dog as we make our way back up to our feet. So once you come onto your side, you're going to grab the foot of your top leg, pulling it towards the glute. We're going to hold for about 20 here. As always, check in with those positions of the shoulders. Are we rounded forward? Set that shoulder back. Good. 10 more seconds here. If it feels like you're not getting much of a stretch anymore, you can just gently think about pushing the thigh back, squeezing that bum, and shake it out. Very good. Spin around. Same thing other way. Alrighty. And as always, just depending upon your current mobility, sometimes you take it for granted. It might seem like it should be an easy thing to grab your foot, but something you haven't done in a long time, you might be surprised. So you can always use a band or a towel to help wrap around it. It's common. I've seen it quite a bit. It's not always an automatic thing to do to grab that foot. And there's our 20. Go ahead and shake that out. Very good. Making your way onto your front side. Anything you want to do to kind of stretch out your body before you make your way up to your feet, back into down dog. If you want to do a couple little like cat camels, get some more movement through that mid back. Just take a minute or so here. Grab some water. And then like I mentioned, we're getting ready for some single leg work from standing now. We're going to be doing a single leg lunge and finishing with a high knee position. So we'll go upwards of 40 seconds on one leg before we switch. As you all are making your way up, I'll just give a couple of refreshers on the lunge. You want to have your front foot planted the whole time. So my right foot's forward, my left foot will step back. You want to make sure you have that strength and that range of motion to bring the knee all the way down with the front heel planted. You want to avoid this front knee shooting forward, coming off that heel. Either all the way down to the knee, that's our preferred, but if you're not quite ready, just come down as far as you're comfortable. When you come back up, you're going to drive that front heel up and forward. And then we're going to raise that front knee up, kind of working on our balance. So I'm not holding weights. I'll reach my arms out, propel up and forward. All right, before we jump right into it, let's just go into a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. Take a nice wide base stance. Reach those arms out to counterbalance and take into a little bit of a side lunge here. Driving your knee wide, keeping your feet planted. Back to center and same thing other side. Great job. Eyes up, chest up. Pull those shoulders down the rib cage. Good job. Once more each way. Maybe sinking just a little bit farther. Fantastic. See Kate passing through the screen. Little sweet kitty. All right, fantastic, everyone. We're going to get started on the first lunge here in about 10 seconds. I recommend starting without weights unless you feel real skilled with these. Got 3 rounds total. Let's go. Your right foot forward, 2, 1, and here we go. Controlling down, driving through that heel, lifting that knee up. Good. As you lift that front foot or knee, lift the foot as well. Nice. So you want to be really intentional with that finish position. Nice level hips. You can think about if we were in a gymnastics meet, you want to show control of that finish position. I watched gymnastics over the weekend. Simone Biles back competing. She's one phenomenal woman. All right, almost there. 10 seconds left. Good focus, good control. Back and down. Up, forward, lift. And 2, 1. Everybody rest. Very good. We'll take about 20 seconds in between legs. Kind of loosen up those hips, stabilize a little bit, rocking the legs side to side. You can circle them around a bit. 10 seconds till we take it to the other foot. All right, so your left foot, place that foot down, toes straight ahead, and here we go. Stepping back. Knee drives high. Awesome. Control down, reaching those arms out. Solid. Reminds me a little bit of like some Karate Kid action as well. I haven't seen that movie in probably decades though. We're halfway through. There's 20 seconds. Find a spot straight ahead to focus on. You want to avoid your eyes looking down as you drop into that lunge. Eyes up, chest up. And one more. 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Next, we're going into a bent over or a seated row. Recommend using a band if you have it. So you can either sit down on the ground or you'll stand up with your foot around the band. If you are going to go the bent over version, you'll bow forward, chin in, and we're looking for alternating arms here. So whenever you're ready, you can go right into it. Opposite arm, one elbow nice and high, and then the other. And those of you doing the bent over version, if you want to hold some dumbbells on the later rounds, you can as well. Your low back feels a little bit of fatigue from yesterday's session, or if you, just in general, I know one of you spent a lot of time moving and lifting this weekend, so maybe that seated row is best. Get a total of 40 seconds here, 10 more to go. Looking to pull that shoulder blade back and into the spine. Just generally keeping that shoulder blade moving along the rib cage. And everybody rest. All right, nice work. We'll take 20 seconds. Grab a quick drink. And if you want to hold weights for the lunge, that's an option as well. You can either hold one in each hand at the side, or you can hold one up underneath your chin. All right, going in 10. You're going to be on your right foot. Getting nice and tall. 2, 1, here we go. Back and down. Gripping the toes of that front foot. Trying to push through that heel, propelling yourself up and forward. Fantastic. You are holding weights chest tall throughout. Don't let those weights pull you forward. Nice. That's our halfway. Wonderful. Great way to show control. Lift, hold. Up. We're not so much kicking the leg out, but as raising the knee up. And last one. And rest. Fantastic. We'll take 20 seconds in between sides. If you're holding weight, just shake it out for a second. And looking for any tension in the hips. There you go. Loosen them all up. All right, same thing, other side. Left foot this time, standing tall. And when you're ready, good control. Making sure you're stepping far enough back that it's easy for that front shin to stay vertical. Sometimes people step too narrow, and then that causes that front knee to shoot forward. Nice long controlled stride back. Looks great. Good, keep lifting the foot as well. So the knee drives up and you lift that whole foot and toes. There you go. Back, up. Maybe one more. Good control. 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Seated or bent over row. This is our second of 3 rounds. All right, you're going bent over, toes pointing straight ahead, pull the belly button in. 3, 2, 1, here we go. If you're seated, just simply sit as tall as you can. Nice long spine, nice neutral neck. Pausing with those weights or the bands against the torso. A little momentary pause and then switch. Good, we're halfway through. Well, long posture, 10 seconds. Come in. Nice positions, ladies. Good. There you go. And everybody rest. Nice work. 2 rounds down. 1 to go. We'll take 20 seconds. We'll be back to it. All right. Right foot to start. Ready, begin. Depending upon how you're feeling, if you want to go slightly faster with the tempo, as long as you still have control of those full range of movements. Open the eyes up. Think about keeping your belly button point straight ahead. Sometimes if I think about where my belly button is, it just helps that posture a little bit more. I want to kind of keep it right underneath center of gravity, underneath your torso. Back and down, gently lowering that knee down, driving up. And 2, 1, everybody rest. 20 seconds in between legs. Take a little quick hip circle, kind of alternating sides. Do a little dance. All right, final time on the lunges. Be on your left leg this time. And 2, 1, here we go. Fantastic. Climbing stairs is no problem when you can lunge like this. Carrying laundry baskets up the stairs also becomes very easy. Carrying children, grandchildren, maybe animals. Sometimes people want to know, what are you training for? We're training for life. And maybe hopefully some good adventures along the way. All right, maybe one more. Good focus. Drive that knee. And everybody rest. Fantastic. Seated or bent over row. I'm going to take it down to the floor this time. Finish with a little seated row. We have one more circuit after this. All right, sit up nice and tall. 2, 1, here we go. I didn't mention it earlier. You can also think about giving a little rotation through your hand and wrist. So I have palm down as I'm reaching towards my feet, and then I rotate that palm up as I row that elbow in. Need to check in with your posture. We tend to kind of get a little bit lazy and lose our head forward. So pull that chin in, keep the shoulders stacked right over your hips. Sit as tall as you can up out of those sit bones. Imagine you're trying to balance that book on top of your head. Good. Let's go one more each arm. And rest. Fantastic. All right, we just have one more circuit left. Go ahead and make your way up to your feet. Let's grab a little drink. We'll do a couple of stretches in between, and then we'll jump right into this finisher. Got 45-second intervals. I'm going to give you a 30-second marks for anybody that wants a little bit more rest in between exercises. We're going to do either a goblet squat or a dumbbell squat. If you weren't here yesterday and you want some overhead work as well, you can turn it into a thruster, reaching up to overhead. That'll be our first exercise. Then we're going to get some bouncing in. If you're comfortable for it, a little bit of rebounding, some skipping, some jumping jacks. You can always step and march as needed. And then we're going to go into a weighted march. Ideally, the heaviest weight you have that you're comfortable with holding, you're going to hold them at your sides and march around. Okay. We did some uneven carries yesterday. So if you were here yesterday, if you're a little bit sore, a little bit fatigued, just rest, kind of dance around, give yourself a break on that third exercise. I'm going to take you through upwards of 4 sets. But first, let's give a little quick behind the back stretch. Nice wide base stance, interlace the hands, open up the chest and shoulders, and then root down into your legs. Send those hips back, pull those arms up and over. Breathe here to the back of the rib cage. Trying to expand any area that feels tense. One more breath. Root down into those legs, come on up. And then our last one we're going to do will be our stagger stance, tricep side bend. So let's step your left foot forward, right foot back. Kind of check in with the ribs. Have the front of the ribs tucked down as you reach that right arm up. Kind of engage the glute of that trail leg as you bend the elbow. Pull that chin in, reach around. And now we're going to get a little gentle opening on that back hip. Opening the front side and also stretching out a little bit of the tricep and the upper body. So you can hold it static or move up and down a few times, 3 to 5 times up and down. Typically my preference. Maybe one more. And go ahead and switch. Good job. Same thing other side. Nice long step back. Ideally looking to have kind of both feet flat on the ground. Reach that arm up with that trail leg. Pull the chin in. Reach around. And now I'm going to fire that glute to that back leg as I bend my body towards that left side. Excuse me, your right side. Breathe in, coming back to center, and gently exhale, taking it to the side. Couple more. And shake it out. All right. If you did not do any squats with me yet, feel free to warm up a couple squats. Coming on down, you can use those elbows on the inside of the knees if your mobility allows you. And feel free, if you can grab onto your feet, you can stretch those hamstrings just a little bit, lifting those hips up, dropping the head down. And I bend my hips back down, drive those knees out, come back down to that squat. It's a tough one, but really good opener for everything. Lifting up, dropping the head down, lowering down, looking to keep on the heels the whole time. So this definitely is not a simple position. But a great way to spend some time in the squat, opens up a lot of joints. Very good. If you can, reach those arms out, push through your feet, and come on up. All right, so the only thing, we need weights for the squat with the option of the thruster. Ideally, those would be a little bit lighter than what you might use for the farmer's march if you're doing that weighted march with us. All right, let me know if there's any questions. Otherwise, we're going to jump right in here, starting in 10 seconds. I did do class yesterday, so I'm going to do one thruster, one squat, one thruster, one squat for the intervals. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So controlling down, the thruster includes that overhead reach. And again, we're going to work for 45, but I'll tell you when we get to 30. There's nothing wrong with working a little bit shorter. That's 30 seconds. Sometimes it's intelligent to do less. Sometimes it will allow you to do more over the course of the week. Go ahead, maybe one more. And rest. Fantastic. Set that down. We're going to go right into our Stumpjack Skip. I'm going to kind of change it up here every about 15 seconds or so. Starting with a jumping jack. Very good. From there, taking it into a march or a skip. You want to challenge that brain a little bit, add a cross-body punch to it. Arms up by the shoulders, punching across. The skip feels too fast. Going to catch your breath more, just take it down to a march. Very good. Couple more each side. And then we'll go back. Those jump jacks. Fantastic. 10 more seconds. We'll grab our weight for our weighted march. 3, 2, 1. Short rest. So here is either take this next circuit off or grab the heaviest weight you're comfortable with holding. And here we go. You can even stand still with the weights or ideally move around your space a little bit. Tall chest, shoulders back. And also we don't want to have these arms drooping forward. So think slightly rotate the palms. Very good. Awesome job. That's 30 seconds. You want to have 30 seconds rest before round 2. Take it now. Otherwise, everybody else is going to rest in 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, that's set 1. We're going to do it upwards of 3 more times. Back to those squats in 10 seconds. Take a nice deep breath. As always, if you're not quite ready, just join us when you are. 2, 1, round 2. Option of that overhead reach for the thruster. Very good. Those of you choosing that overhead reach, watch that you don't arch. You don't want to go into that sway back posture, reaching straight up. Chin in. No need to kind of protrude that head forward either as you reach up. Just keep that neutral head posture. Fantastic. That's 30 seconds. Feel free to rest there. Keep that breathing going. And 2, 1, set it on down. All right, we're gonna go right to the blood flow as soon as you set that down, starting with either the skip this time or the march and punch. Fantastic. Keep those eyes up as well. All right, from here, we're gonna take it to a little bit of a side shuffle. So step and slide, very good. Or just a sideways walk as well if you feel a little bit unstable with the shuffle. Very nice. All right, 10 more seconds here, and we'll grab our weight for the weighted march, or anyone that wants a little bit of a rest can take that rest. 2, 1, and weighted march. Tall chest, shoulders back. Really good to build some strength in our bones here. Just holding a heavier weight than normal. Just giving a little light force. Doesn't have to be intense to be effective. Just consistent, sustainable stress in our body. Pulling that chin in, continue to lengthen and stand tall. Shoulders back. Good, that's 30 seconds. I'm gonna take a little longer break this time. If you want to keep moving, I'll let you know when you're at 45. Whew, very good. Standing tall, fantastic, and everybody rest. All right, that's the end of 2. Got 2 more rounds to go. Set those feet for the squats, slight toe out. 2, 1, and begin. Controlling down, keeping those knees pushing out. Option to add that little hip drive to take it up to overhead. More than anything, we're looking for consistency over the sets. But if you did go out a little bit too fast or you got excited, feel like you're hitting a wall, just try to be really steady, stay positive, and just learn from it. Fitness is just like life. It's many opportunities to learn what we can do, what maybe we can't do yet, or we need to give a little bit more focus. Sorry, I missed that 30 seconds. There's that 45, and rest. All right, set it down, shake it out. Step jacks or jump jacks. We're gonna go 15 seconds here, and then you can either stick with the lateral steps, or I'm gonna grapevine at this time, cross the feet in front and back. And here we go. 30 seconds left before that weighted march. Nice and light on the feet. Fantastic, good. Eyes up, just working that coordination of the footwork. Working that midline as well. You have 10 seconds here. I lost the coordination of my arms. Got it back. Woo! 2, 1. When you're ready, weighted march. End of round 3. Keep breathing. Stay strong. Stay encouraging to yourself. Light any negativity. Fantastic. Coming up on halfway. There's our 20 seconds. Remember, palms slightly turned forward, shoulders pulled back, not up into your ears, just back like a tall chest as you step. All right, almost there. We're over 30. If anyone wants to rest soon. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 15 seconds. If you feel like joining us for our 4th round, we'll start that 4th round. If 3 was good for you, just hang out, walk it out until our cool down stretch. Otherwise, back to those squats. The option of thruster in 2, 1. Here we go. Keep that breathing consistent. Beautiful. Coming down as far as you can without losing that engagement in the midline. So you don't want to feel like your hips are tucking under you. Like they're reaching back. I won't miss that 30-second mark this time. There's our 30. Moving well, great work. Almost there. 2, 1, and rest. Set those weights down if you're using them. I'm going to start that first 15 seconds. March and punch. If you want to skip, you can. And then those grapevines. We don't do those very often. So when you're ready, you feel comfortable with those grapevines, let's finish it out. For me, it brings back good memories. Training with the teams, warming up for track. And you know, maybe you have good memories of movement in your past. Maybe you don't. But you get to recreate it here. All right, everyone. 10 seconds. And we're going into our final carry. And 3, 2, 1. March it out. All right, fantastic. Similar to when we were doing those high knees on the lunges. When the knees come up, lift the foot and toes. Stay tall. Walk forwards and backwards if you're comfortable. Stay stationary. Walk around in circles. Beautiful. There's 30 seconds. Feel free to call it there. Also building our grip strength here. Grip strength, really important to maintain. It's a measure of our vitality and overall strength. And 3, 2, 1, all complete. Woo, set it down. If you're live or on the recording, give yourself a round of applause. Always take something to show up. Nice work. Once you catch your breath, we'll just go into a little bit of a gentle cool down here. Feel like we're at branches of a tree as arms. Feel free to turn the head if you're comfortable as well. Kind of follow it around. After several rotations with the arms away, feel free to allow the elbows to bend and start to see if you can time your exhale with a gentle tap against the torso. I'm not a specialist in anything, but I've heard this helps to activate our kidney meridians. Okay, anytime we can give a little extra support to our organs, why not? All right, a couple more of these taps on the front. And now we're going to take the front hand up to the front of the lungs. So kind of like the area of your thumb, it's called like your thenar area. Tap right in front of the shoulder. The back hand still tapping that low back. Let's do about 3 more each side. Still trying to coordinate that exhale. It's a really good flush here, just kind of getting everything out of our body. Good. And then let's go a couple more down, back at the hips. So lower hands down at the hips. Good, and then arms away from the body, and just ever so gradual, bring it down to a stop. Awesome. Take a nice big exhale. Reset the feet. We're going to practice a little bit of balance while we're tired here and stretch our quads. Feel free to balance against something if you need to. Otherwise, grip those toes either on the floor or in your shoes. Grab that foot. I like to reach that opposite arm out for support. We're lifting up throughout. We don't want those hips to sink and drop out. So stand tall. Reach with that outstretched arm. Pulling the heel towards the glutes. And 2, 1, and rest. All right, take note of which foot you stretched. In between sides, we're going to walk the feet nice and wide, taking the hands on the top of the knees. And we're going to get a little rotation here. Push one knee out, rotate your body, looking over that opposite shoulder. Then back to center, same thing other side. Open those inner thighs, push out, twist around. Breathe in as you come back to center. Exhale as you rotate. Inhale, back to center, exhale. One more time each way. And come on back up to top. All right, let's balance ourselves out. Quad stretch on the second leg. Place your foot down, lifting up. And grab that foot. Awesome. Sometimes I know I make the assumption that the stretching is the easier part, but I've had people tell me they don't mind the exercises. They can talk positively themselves during the movements, but it's when they come to stretching, they get really critical about their flexibility, balance, all that. So be kind wherever you are and rest that side too. All right, if you want to take a seat, you can. We'll go into a little bit of a figure 4 stretch. If you want to continue to challenge your balance, we'll stay standing here. So place one foot down forward, balance your body, and reach that foot up. And look at across that ankle over the lower thigh. And then if you want to twist the arms, you can twist those arms around as you sit back, or you can just reach those arms straight out for extra balance. You are twisting those arms, shoulders back and down. Heel should be firmly planted. About 10 more seconds here. Come out if you need to. 2, 1, and rest. Coming on up. Stepping out. Same thing, other side. Cross it over. Either reach out or cross those arms. Sitting back, eyes up. Nothing painful here, just breathing and moving, inviting that body to open, challenging ourselves with a little bit of balance at the end of the session. And 2, 1, and release. All right, fantastic. Last little piece here is going to end with a little toe touch. Walk those feet in, toes straight ahead, standing tall, chin to the chest, little bend in those knees, and just slide on down. Feel free to cross those arms over, lower the head down. Allow that head to be heavy. Then you determine how long you feel comfortable here. Here between 5 to 8 breaths or so. You need to come up before that by all means. Release that tension in the neck. Maybe one more breath, and then when you're ready, push through your feet. Try to tuck those hip ups under. Make your way on up. And then just to finish it out, reach up nice and high, and a little side bend, a little rotation, whatever feels rejuvenating to your body. All right, anyone that feels like they want to take a little bit longer rest, it's a great time. I invite you to just take a moment, lie flat on your back. Otherwise, if you feel good, feel ready to go, get a good drink of water. Thank yourself for taking the time to take care of your body. Thank you for sweating here with me, and hope to see you all next time. Stop the record. Let's see here. There we go.